We are back with new hats on, episode number 68 of the Social Genius Podcast. And today we are not going to talk social news. We are going to talk apps. We're going to talk about the tools that we use for our content creation. So some of you can copy us and use those same tools because, listen, Tristan and I are all about really two things. One is very consistent and neurotic content creation, which means number two, we have to be efficient and we have to be doing this at scale, but also at a high level. So the tools we're using help us do that. And I'm going to bring something up real quick, Tristan, back from episode 67. We were talking about NFT stickers on Instagram, and they're testing this. So I'm just going to implore everyone, pay attention to this when you're creating stories. And when you go click on the sticker button, eventually they're going to add a sticker or a button, two buttons. One's going to say AR stickers. One's going to say AR text. Here, let me show my screen here real fast so you can see it. So for those of you watching on YouTube, see this. And so keep an eye out for these two stickers, AR stickers, AR text. I think you're going to have, and look at all those new text fonts we're going to get. Man, that is going to be a game changer for anybody who's using stories regularly. Pay attention. When you see this, start using that crap. I bet you money it helps your reach. All right, Tristan.
I'm digging that.
What is your number one go-to support app? And I'm not talking about apps. We're not talking about TikTok. We're not talking about Instagram. We're not talking about Facebook, YouTube. We're talking about the apps that help us create the content to post to the social media apps.
I think both you and I use Viva Video a lot. So that's a given. That's almost like our social media apps. So Viva Video helps us edit our videos because both Jeff and I, for the most part, use our phone to record, not within the app, but within the actual recording part of the phone. Just pick up a phone, record cinematic view most of the time, and then record. Then we upload to Viva Video and edit there. And so that's, for me, app number one. Now, from there, I think that's where you and I split a little bit, because I like, when it comes to teleprompters, and I don't use them often, but when I do, I like Big View. And that's BIGVU. But you like a different one. Which one do you like?
Prompt Smart. And specifically, it's Prompt Smart Pro, because you basically have to pay for it in order for it to connect to your camera. So it's really your only option. But yeah, it's a good, strong teleprompter app. And we can talk a little bit deeper about this, because it's not just simply, oh, get a teleprompter, but it's a voice, it's got voice tracking. So, you know, as you speak the words on the screen, the script moves with your voice, which is nice. I like that better than a timed one.
Yeah.
But I want to digress for just a quick second and talk about Viva Video, for example. And one of the things that I've been really preaching and talking more and more about this, because we've been talking and we've been hearing, I've had a couple of friends who've gotten hacked recently. One of them so much so that it's probably driving him to retirement. You know, he was really diving in. He was going hardcore on social. He got hacked, and now he's just like, I think I'm just going to retire. And
whoa,
yeah. It kind of sucks, but here's my point. My point in telling you this is that the reason why we push shooting most of your videos on your phone, on your camera, and then editing them in a Viva Video and then posting them to the various platforms is that if you ever do get hacked, and let's just say you're all in on TikTok, or you're all in on Instagram, and you're creating your videos natively in Instagram, and then you get hacked and you basically lose access to your account, you lost all of that stuff that you've created over the years. And that would be debilitating. I mean, that would be just completely crushing. And so this is why we're big fans of creating content on your phone, doing your basic editing in Viva Video, then posting it to the platforms and adding your jazzy stuff, your music and all that stuff. Plus, you should be adding music directly from each platform anyway. And do it that way. Because that way, if one crashes, you still have access to your stuff. And if you have to go start a new Instagram, for example, it's not the end of the world, because now you can just go back to the well and repost a lot of that stuff.
The well. The well.
The well of content. But that's
Dude.
that's the Viva video. But so let's go forward to the teleprompter, because you're not a huge teleprompter fan, and I'm a huge teleprompter fan.
Which is kind of cool. I love it. See, both sides.
I agree. You know, and so for me, ladies and gents, I find that I'm more efficient and I can create better, more eloquent, tight content if I take a little bit of extra time by scripting out my thoughts, uploading to teleprompter, and then reading it. Now, I don't read it like a robot. I read it with the same emotion as if I was riffing. The difference, though, is that when I'm riffing, you know, your thoughts can bounce around. You can pause, you can say, you can lose your train of thought, you can go on tangents. If I'm reading a script, I'm going to keep that video concise and to the point every single time. And also, you know, when you're riffing, a lot of times you're stopping, starting. You don't like it, you go back and do it again. And so when I'm scripting, it's like I've already got my message written out, ready to go. And I batch them. Last night I did 10 videos and I shot all 10 videos. This is not including this writing the scripts, but once I had them uploaded, I shot them. It literally took me less than like 45 minutes to shoot 10 videos. And then some basic edits, and I'm out in an hour, not including the script writing time, which I do periodically when I'm on planes and all that kind of stuff. But I wrote 2 more scripts today just because I had a thought and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do this real fast. It takes 5 or 10 minutes. And all told, I'm batch creating 10 videos in probably a total of 2 hours. And how long would it take you to create, you know, I'm not you, Tristan, but you know, the average listener to create 10 videos, probably days, maybe weeks. And I just banged it all out in a couple of hours.
Dude, that's
why I love a teleprompter. That's why I'm so passionate about teleprompter. Carry on.
Oh, I like that. And dude, if you're going to use, everybody listening in, check out, what is that? Prompt Smart Pro? Smart Prompt Pro? What is it?
Prompt Smart is the app. And then it's Prompt Smart Pro specifically is the paid version. You can get the non-paid version, but I'm not sure why you would. And I think Big View is similar because I've used Big View. I've used Big View to do my own green screen editing because it's really good for that because it has green screen backgrounds. But nowadays I use our VAs for pretty much everything. So I don't do my own anymore, but Big View is perfectly adequate. But I think Big View to have all of the bells and whistles, I think you got to get the paid version of that one too.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, I like both. I like both. All right. So the other app that may surprise you for social media is I love the Notes app. And because I categorize a lot of the things that I'm either going to talk about, ideas that I have, or sometimes I'm reading an article and I'm like, this is really good content. I may want to use the picture from this as a green screen back to whatever I'm going to talk about, or some of this article is really good for me to talk about. I'm going to use this. So I just put it into my Notes app. Or you can use Pocket. Pocket's also a great app that organizes all of your articles. But for me, Notes is better because I can type in notes for either today or under an idea, anything along those lines. You use Notes too, Jeff, or what do you use for ideas?
Yeah, in fact, I was just going to show you. I've got Notes for, let's see here. I mean, like again, when I'm flying, I usually make a bunch of notes. I've got pages of scripts. Yeah, here's a video ideas one. And I just put, you can just see, I've just got a list.
Dude, that's a lot.
Yeah. I'll go, that's just one. I've got several that I've done. But yeah, this is not like groundbreaking, but I wonder how many people are thinking to themselves, well, what about when I have that idea when I'm in the non-opportune time? This is when we use, usually, Tristan, I'll text myself and then add it to my notes later.
Yeah, you just have to remember to check your texts.
Well, I leave it on red.
Oh,
if nice. I text myself, in fact, you'll notice right now I've got here. I've got one here. Hold on, I gotta go back.
From yourself.
One unread text. And that text is myself, and I got to scroll down to get to it because I'm telling myself, yeah.
Well, yours works well, but check out mine. Hold on.
You're an idiot.
574 texts.
We are slightly different in that regard.
So messed up.
Slightly.
So it doesn't work for me, but I do text myself. And so it works better. I make myself a priority. So here I am in the top corner. I prioritize myself as somebody
so
that
funny.
texts itself often. So,
And,
by the way,
you're
up there too.
If you're watching this and you're wondering how you become a priority, you just text him often. That's why I win in the Tristan world. That's why I get more responses than you do, because I bug him more often.
You do, man. You totally do. All right. So notes app. There you go. And the texting app. Now, if you're looking at actual real apps outside of the Apple world or social media, I love Trends, and that's by Google, because I just click on Trends and it gives me two options. It gives me what people are typing into Google daily on one side, and then on the other side is called real time, and it gives me what people are typing into Google as of the last 24 hours and what's being placed at the very, very top. And so for me, if I'm going to create content that attracts a wider audience, I'm going to be looking at that first. And look, today, right now,
what's the name of the app? Is it Go Trends?
It's Google Trends. Just type in Google Trends on the App Store. Yeah. Okay. And then you'll see, I'll do it with you right now. Google Trends. And then it's, of course, it's for both the iPhone and Android.
Is it
Trends on Google Trends? It's the one with the little white arrow with a blue. Yeah, you got it right there.
Oh no, this one, the lower one.
Yeah, that's the lower one. It's the one with a bluish square or rectangle and a white arrow going up.
It's only got 7 reviews. That can't be right.
I know, crazy, right? Not a lot of people use it, buddy. But also they could have just updated it completely, and now they're getting more reviews. So if you look at daily and real time, the very first thing that pops up on real time for me is Amtrak Missouri derailed. So apparently there's a derail, right? As of an hour.
How about that?
That's your state. Next thing is Alex Wagner, the Rachel Maddow show. And it keeps on going like that. And I can scroll down to the top 20.
That's your daily trends?
Yeah. Oh, no, real time. Oh, I
was going to say my daily. Oh, I got the same. Okay.
Yeah, it's all the same in the United States. So number one on daily would be Wimbledon, Nancy Pelosi, Rudy Giuliani, Jack Harlow, all that. So it's the same everywhere because it's using the same data. But for us as business owners, we're trying to see what's on here that we correlates with our actual business, or maybe something prompts us here that we can talk about that catches on the trends. So for me, that's an app that I use I use that daily. I actually that's the first thing I look at, first app I look at daily. And it also gives me the latest news, which is great, but more importantly, the trends. The second one that I look at is something called Studio, and it wasn't always called Studio, and it's by GoDaddy. Right now I'm not remembering the name of what it used to be called, but when GoDaddy bought it, it became Studio, and it really is just a really simple app that allows you to create great graphics, very similar to Canva, but a lot more user-friendly on the iPhone or on the Android device. Canva's amazing, but when you try using Canva on mobile, it's not that friendly.
Better on a desktop?
Yeah, much better on desktop, super powerful on desktop. So that's why I gravitated to this one. And it's very, very, very easy to use. And I do have the paid version, so I think it's very inexpensive. So it's called Studio, and that's for when you want to put up any graphics or any word graphics for your Instagram or Facebook, just along those lines. So those are the main ones that I use when it comes to social media. And let me think, I think there was one other one that I gravitate to.
Why is it that when you're saying studio, I just want to start singing the Phil Collins song?
Dude, oh, no way. I forgot about that song. Every time I think of Phil Collins, I remember the whole Tarzan cartoon from Disney. All of his songs there.
So now everybody listening to this that has the Studio song or Sussudio, I'm an idiot. Well, either way, I made you laugh. You're also going to sing that song, and I'm an idiot, both in the same.
Phil Collins song.
Sussudio.
Sussudio. Is that what it is? Sussudio.
Yeah, studio.
No,
Yeah.
I'm looking this up.
Now you got to play it.
Let me see here. Let me see this. I'm going to turn it up.
All right. Hit. Oh, bring it to me.
You know we're going to get a copyright hit on that. So.
Come on.
All right. So that's Sussudio, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Sussudio. That's right.
Sussudio. I'm going to just sit down and listen to music with you and be like, what is that thing? what was that? Like Madonna's Material Girl. You're going to be like, no, I thought that was Cheerio Girl. I thought that was a Cheerio Girl, Tristan. No, sorry, Jeff. That's Material Girl.
You know. Speaking of the classic one, we talked about this before. Was Mr. Or was it not Mr. The Kyrie, the song Kyrie.
Oh, dude, I remember you took us on a tangent then.
Oh, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. But if you know the actual words to the song, you're like one in a million because you really don't know the words of the song, but you love the song.
True. I don't know it at all.
No,
I just enjoy it.
Go listen to that as soon as we wrap up here, and you're just gonna sit there and jam out to some 80s rock.
And dude, on that, here are two things that I like on my phone, but they're not apps. So again, similar to what you were saying with music, even though we don't know the words here, these are not apps, but they're web apps. One of them is Drunk on Social.
Yes.
So you can actually go on drunkonsocial.com right now and save it to your phone, to your main area phone there, and it'll show up with a little raccoon logo. It's not an app, but it's a web app, and it works very similarly. The other one, and we've brought this up before, is called whattotweet.com. And I know it says only what to tweet, but I use this almost daily when I go to it, and it prompts me with ideas. Like right now, I just went to it and it said, announce a giveaway. I'm like, no. Next prompt, reshare something you created months ago. Okay, I could probably do that. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But let's say I want a new prompt. New prompt, share a prediction. I do that almost daily with real estate, so I'm going to skip that. Share a stat from one of your social media posts. That's cool. I like that one. And it just keeps on going. Except a new prompt, share a failure. So in essence, what this is, it's not what to tweet. It's really what to post. That's why I love this one. It's not an app. It's a web app, and you have to go to whattotweet.com and then put it on your phone on the main screen. Anything I missed, buddy, that you use?
Every time you say app, I think nap. And then it starts to make me sleepy.
So. Dude, how old you dude? You're hitting 80 now, maybe 90. So like,
yeah, I do have another app that I actually use regularly. I just used it today, and this is like an earth-shattering app. I actually use Record It. You can do this just on your iPhone, where you can just screen record your screen.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually, ironically, and this kind of ties into what we're talking about, I was doing a video about using, when you're struggling with creativity or what to talk about, go to answerthepublic.com. That's a website, not an app, but you go to answerthepublic.com, you just type in one or two words, and it gives you like 80 questions that are like the most Googled, questions coming on that relate to that word. It will give you content ideas for days. It only allows you to do it once a day. Otherwise, it prompts you to upgrade to Pro, which then you got to pay. But you shouldn't need more than one search a week, maybe a month, because it's going to give you so many ideas. It's similar to what you were just talking about in the trends. So to answer the public, but I did a video on this, and then I wanted to show me doing that search for real estate. So I did a screen grab of me navigating the website on my phone, and that's just a basic tip. But if you're shooting videos and you're talking about something that you could be sharing, like say Tristan's doing a video just like we are right now, and we're talking about our favorite apps. You should be doing a screen record and showing it, and then either doing a voiceover or just narrating it as you're doing the screen grab, which is what I did. And so I do that. I use screen record it all the time. Oh, I also, Tristan, I do those mashup videos, and this is a content hack. I just downloaded 3 more of them today. I'll go to Instagram. I'm scrolling. I see a Gary Vee video. I see a David Goggins video. And I'm like, oh, that's badass. I record it. I screen grab the video, and then I upload it to Viva Video. And then I mash myself in. I cut myself into the videos, and I talk about the video. And it's so easy to do. They're always super easy to script, and it's good content. And guess what? Every time I do it, I'm tagging Gary Vee. I'm tagging Warren Buffett, David Goggins, whoever I'm doing. I've not gotten any love other than from D-Rock, but eventually.
I love your videos.
You never know, man. You just never know when somebody's going to, like something like that. Like Gary Vee just did the VCon, right? And he had those 2 guys that mock him on stage. And it's true. You know what? At some point, maybe somebody like that will take notice. And I'm not suggesting that's a strategy for anyone or you to get lucky. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it as easy content. He's talking about the things that I'm talking about anyway. But I use 2 apps, record it and do video.
If you keep on mocking me, I'll bring you up on stage. It's not a problem.
I'll keep doing that. We're due for a video too, by the way. We need to do a back and forth video. So
by the way, Jeff and I are going to be on stage together.
2 weeks in a row, actually. 2 weeks in a row.
Is that going to be our first time?
Yes.
That's going to be crazy.
If you don't count LCA, which we really never spoke together, I think I was always I was emceeing LCA, and I probably called you on stage, but that didn't count.
This is us both speaking on stage, which I'm excited about.
Which we need to talk about our walk up too. I've got an idea for that, so we'll talk off air. But yeah, that's if you're in the NAREB, National Association of Real Estate Brokers, and you're not going to their annual event in Tampa in August, it's August, I think 3, 4, 5. We're speaking the morning of the 4th for 2 hours. I think we're probably keynoting that day. So be there, come there. It's going to be awesome if you're in the area. And then literally 1 week later, we'll be in Santa Barbara hosting our first mastermind. So I'll probably have my fill of Tristan and be ready to not see him for another 4 months after that.
Oh, dude, I was going to say a day. Come on. I like it. Well, there's any other apps? Hold on. There was one more app. Damn it.
The weather app. I check the weather app often. That has nothing to do with it.
that doesn't. You're sleepy. You check the weather app.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to Sussudio.
Studio. You're listening to Studio. What? What is it?
Honestly, there really is not. I used to use a bunch. I used to use like Vimily and Boomerang and Clips and CapCut, and I just don't anymore. I've all InShot I've used. I don't use them anymore. They're still on my phone, but
yeah.
I'll give you one. SnapTik or SaveTik.
Yeah,
you need to have those apps. I use SaveTik. SnapTik's another one that we recommend, but those apps will remove the watermark for TikTok videos, because you should be doing that every single time. And also, speaking of trending, there's another app that I downloaded a long time ago. I don't get into it much, but TrendTok. It tells you what's trending on TikTok.
That's what I wonder. You know what? You mentioned the video recording app that's built in to the iPhone. There's also another option if you want to download it. It's a Loom video recording. It's actually an app as well, LOOM.
What makes it better?
That one has other features that the one on the iPhone doesn't. So you can add like little graphics. It's actually pretty decent. And you can see when people have viewed the video as well. Kind of very similar to what you sent me a video the other day that I had to review from BombBomb. Right. So it'll notify you that somebody viewed it, which I love. That part I love from Loom.
Stalking, yes.
Yeah, I want to stalk people. I want to stalk people. Don't use this as evidence.
I think that's it.
Delete the last.
I will give one more too. Dropbox. I use, first of all, this has got nothing to do with creating social content, but just backing up your stuff. I save nothing on a computer anymore because I've had computers crash on me and I learned my lesson. So I save everything on Dropbox. But now that it's mobile, I will write my scripts in Microsoft Word on my computer, and then I can go into my Dropbox, copy paste right over to PromptSmart, and bam, everything's mobile. Everything's so accessible. Not to mention, if you use Dropbox for everything like I do, and you have 2 terabytes like I do, you literally everything. I could be out in public and I have a tenant call me and be like, hey, this happened to me this morning. A tenant reached out and said, hey, we have termites or something, or no, they had fleas in their office. Who's responsible for that? So I had to pull up the lease, and I'm like, yeah, that's you, because you probably brought in the fleas too, you nasty son of a gun. So call an exterminator. But I pulled up the lease on my phone because it was in Dropbox. It's an overrated app that you probably didn't think, but you use it for content creation. Or I do videos about Tristan. I did one about Tristan, and I put like 5 or 6 pictures of Tristan in the video. I have all those pictures saved in Dropbox, and so I just put them on my camera. And yeah, anyways, that's I'm drawing the line. I'm quitting now. I'm done. No, you're muted, so this is even a better ending.
Oh, shit. And that's a wrap. I think we're done. I think we're
see you guys on the greatest episode ever.